what makes the lions unique and different than the other animals here at the zoo?
Good question. So lots of things. I love that. I love that question. So our lions here at the Topeka Zoo, their names are Tatu and Asante. And Asante is actually one of the oldest lionesses in the country. So she's 20 years old. And then Tatu is 5 years old. So kind of a youngin' living with this little old lady. So it's a very unique kind of social dynamic than all of our other animals. What's also really cool about lions is they're actually the only social cat. So all cats in the world, so your tigers, jaguars, leopards, bobcat, any cat that you can think of are all solitary. So they live alone in the wild, except for lions. Lions are the only member of the cat family that live in family groups called prides, right?
Right.
Everybody knows that. So that's my favorite fact about lions is that they're the only cat that lives in families.
So when they socialize together, how, because we all know, we all have families, sometimes we don't get along
for sure.
when we get together.
For sure.
How did the two lions here at the Topeka Zoo, with one being older and one being younger, how has this social thing come along? Has it been? It's been an adventure.
I was gonna say. Yeah, so it's one of my most proudest moments of my career, of what our team has done for these lions. Because, as most people know who have been to Topeka Zoo for a long time, we used to have 3 lions, Asante, Avis, and Zuri. And Avis and Zuri have since passed away, and Asante was here, and we decided to bring in another male. We did not want Asante to be alone, because it's not good for lions to be alone. And so Tatu came, and he was a youngin', he was 4, and we were like, oh my goodness, putting a 4-year-old, 450-pound lion with an old lady, It was very scary, a very long process. We actually collaborated with several zoos. We collaborated with Tulsa Zoo, Denver Zoo, Birmingham Zoo. Lots of zoos kind of helped us and kind of guide us because it was a very unique situation. And then about a year and 3 months ago, so last September 2023, we opened the door and put them together. And, it was so incredible because we were really worried about Asante's health because she's so old. But we actually had the opposite problem because Asante just kicked the living daylights out of Tatu. I mean, she took him out, pinned him down, was roaring in his face, and he was scared out of his mind of her. So it's really fascinating, the social dynamics of lions, like you mentioned. So she just had to whoop his butt a few times, and he knows who's boss, and they get along amazing. Like, they love each other, always are together, always go everywhere together. They're adorable.
So you hear the lions roar or talk when you come to the Topeka Zoo. How do they do that amongst themselves? And also when visitors come to the Topeka Zoo, kind of give them an understanding about when they're talking to each other, how somebody who's watching the lions actually understands that. Yeah,
so lions are known for their roaring, obviously. It's very famous, it's used in all the movies. A lion's roar can actually be heard over 5 miles. So it is so loud. So, the guests, when you're walking the zoo, you do get to hear the lions roar because they roar quite frequently. But for us, for the staff, whenever they roar, when we're with them and in the back, you can feel it in your bones. Like, I cannot describe just the sheer power of that roar. It hurts your ears, you feel it in your chest. Kind of like when you go to a concert, and you're real close to the speakers, you can just feel it, right? That's how their roars are. It's incredible. So their roars, they have lots of different vocalizations. So besides the roar, they've got, snarls and barks, and those are a little bit more aggressive. Like, you don't really want to be hearing those a whole lot. That means the lion is not happy. So they can mean a variety of different things, but since they are social cats, they do communicate a lot with vocalizations. So their vocalizations are absolutely fascinating. But one of the things that I love about the lion exhibit here at the Topeka Zoo, we're inside the Camp Cowabunga building right now, and we have little buttons actually that you can go and push over here, and you can hear all the different sounds that lions make. And so it's really cool, and it describes what each sound means and kind of the communication, things that lions do. So it's fascinating.
So on a typical day for the lions, what's that like for them here at the Topeka Zoo?
Yeah, so obviously it depends on weather. The lions are native to Africa, so we do have to be very conscious of our weather, especially in the winter. The lions do get locked inside. They have a heated building that has 5 bedrooms in there. They've got platforms. It is, the suite of all suites for the lions. So whenever it's below about 25 degrees, we do lock them inside their building, just to kind of prevent any health issues, especially since we have an older cat. We got to try to make it, be conservative with her. But besides that, I mean, the cats are outside. So a typical day for the lions is they come inside. We call them just like you would call your dog at home or your cat at home, and they come running inside. We feed them their daily medications and their daily breakfast. We clean the yard. So we pick up the yard, we refresh their water. They get fresh water every day. And then we put out something fun, something for them to hunt, something for them to play with, something for them to smell. Every day is different to kind of keep them mentally and physically stimulating. And then they do get fed at the end of the day. And then that's pretty much their day. Lions sleep anywhere from 19 to 22 hours a day. So I know a lot of guests will come to the zoo and are like, oh my goodness, the lions are always sleeping. Well, you want to see the lions sleeping at the zoo. That means that they're comfortable in their environment, that they're confident in their environment, and that they're doing what they would be doing in the wild. So lots of sleeping when it comes to lions. You know the song Lion Sleeps Tonight? Yeah. It's lion sleeps all the time.
So do lions, when you put them inside because of the weather, are they like little kids and get a little antsy and want to be outside?
Absolutely.
Do they?
They do. So, I mean, they don't mind being locked in, but whenever we have those really long cold snaps, we've got like 3 or 4 days of just bitter, terrible cold sometimes, they absolutely do get antsy. So we will mess around with their temperature a little bit. So we do have a backyard that's kind of behind, you can see it a little bit from the viewing window. And it's kind of off behind the scenes, and it's a little smaller yard. So we will absolutely just let them go out there, let them get their wiggles out, and then come back in. So they do, very similar to kids. Scary, whenever we first opened that door, because he could kill her really easily, right? So we were really concerned for her. So we opened the door, and she was out here, and we opened the door and let him come out here, and she just ripped into him, just kicked his butt. It was scary, but hilarious. So and he even tried to get away, and she jumped up and grabbed him and pulled him down and continued to just beat him up. So she just needed to whoop his butt a few times, and now he knows she's boss. And they get along. I mean, they're inseparable. They're so cute together.
So you get to see the animals here at the Topeka Zoo, but also you guys do a lot of work when it comes to conservation and how the work that you do here actually saves lions in the wild.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
How does that work?
Yeah, so one of our, obviously our main purpose is to make sure we're educating the public, educating Topekans and Kansans about animal conservation. Because, this world is not going to keep going around unless we have healthy habitats, right, for these animals. So conservation is our main mission and our main drive in what we do. And, these animals are here for that very reason. We give them the best possible life and best possible welfare so they can inspire people. You see people walk up to the lions and, you hear, oh my goodness, they're beautiful. So it's just, animals inspire people. And so that's our purpose here at the Topeka Zoo. And lions specifically, it's actually really cool that we're talking about lions today, because the new Disney movie Mufasa is coming out. Yeah. It's the live action, I think, prequel to The Lion King. And zoos are partnering across the world to really talk about lion conservation, hyena conservation, those cool animals in The Lion King. And so stay tuned within the next couple months to our social media pages, because we're going to be really hitting on lion conservation and kind of what's been going on. I do know that since the original Lion King came out, gosh, don't quote me on this, but I think it was 94.
It's a long time ago.
93, 94. I know that the lion population has decreased by half. So just to kind of put it in perspective, I mean, I saw that movie in the theater. So time-wise, just thinking about how their populations are decreasing, it's just really scary, because they are a key species in Africa.
So it's a very important work, and that's why you need to come out, see the animals here at the Topeka Zoo.
Yes.
Okay, so I need you to tell me and everyone else watching, what are some fun facts that people might not know about lions?
Okay, how much time do you have? Because I have time. I love lions, so
Give me 3 fun facts about lions.
Okay, so my first fun fact is that here at the Topeka Zoo, about 2 years ago, we had our female lioness start growing a mane.
Oh, that's right.
Do you remember that?
Yes.
So we actually made international news. We were on the BBC, like all sorts of like big news people were calling us. It was so exciting. Our male lion passed away in 2020. And so within about 6 months, we started to see her having a little bit more fur growth. And we were like, what is happening? So long story short, we did all this research. Obviously, we want to make sure health-wise she was okay. And there has been a few documented cases. There was a pride of female lions in Africa that actually all of them started growing manes. And it turns out that they increase their testosterone. The male lion's job in a pride is protection. They protect the pride. They protect the young. It's actually a really cool family group with lions. And so they have that increased testosterone, right? And so female lions will sometimes increase their testosterone to help protect their pride. It's fascinating. Very rare. Very, very rare. And it happened here at the Topeka Zoo.
So fun fact number 2.
Fun fact number 2. Obviously, the males grow those big old manes. And so scientists have recently discovered that the more the mane goes down the body, the bigger the mane, the darker the mane, the more attractive he is to females.
So I need to get more hair and make it
and
darker.
It needs to go all the way down your body.
Down.
So time out. No, it does not cross over for humans. I will speak on behalf of the ladies out there.
Not yet. Not yet does it affect male humans. Fun fact number 3.
Fun fact number 3 is that lionesses, the girl lions, do pretty much all the work. So the lionesses actually rule the pride. It's a really fascinating social structure. I love their social structure. I like to say that the male lion is the head of the household, but the females are the neck. They control where everything goes, right? So the male lions do the protecting, but the female lions do the majority of the hunting. They obviously do the cub rearing, they protect the pride, and then the male will come in and back them up when necessary. So their family structure is just fascinating.
And you can see the lions here at the Topeka Zoo. And before we go, let's talk about this tree beside you. Tell us about the giving tree here at the Topeka Zoo to wrap things up.
Yes, so for about the last 7 or 8 years, we put these trees up all over businesses around Topeka. Obviously, we put one up at the zoo too. And you can grab a tag off the tree. And so this one, it says this gift would be for the speckled king snake that we have here at the Topeka Zoo. And you can get some snake bedding for them. So you can go to your local pet store and get some bedding, and you bring it to the zoo and we give it to the animals as a Christmas gift. So it's just a really fun way for you to give back to the zoo, and by like a fun way. Obviously we take monetarily donations, that's always taken, but this is like fun for kids to shop for their favorite animal. So it's just, and they're all over Topeka, like at businesses all over the town.
So tell us where people can get more information about the Giving Tree and about zoo lights and everything that's going on here at Topeka. What's your website and social media?
Yeah, so obviously there's always stuff going on at the zoo. It's an absolute asset to this community. We've got a website, topekazoo.com. We have all the social media platforms. We have, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We actually posted a TikTok a couple days ago that went absolutely viral. It's got about 5 million views. So check us out on TikTok. We're all over the place, so come visit us. We're open every day of the year except for Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's.